Good morning, guys. It is Monday, September 23rd, and I am over here at the Crater of Diamonds State Park. I've got my cart all packed up and just got in the parking lot just a few minutes ago and heading up here to the entrance. It's about 8:15. Let's go find something shiny today. So this right here is what we're going for today. These are the yellow diamonds. These are some examples of some white diamonds. And here are a few examples of some brown diamonds. Just in case you're curious as to what to look for. They kind of have a metallic sheen and they have like a waxy type of a feel. So out there is the search field where we're going to be today. Also, if you're wondering about bathrooms, I'm a dad of 6 kids, and so that stuff's important. You got to know where that stuff is so you can be prepared. They have one up there in the main building where you purchase your ticket. Then they have one over here by the Diamond Discovery Center where if you think you find a diamond, you turn it in over there, and they have a bathroom right there next to that too. All right, so it's about 8:30. I'm hoping to start digging about 8:45, and then maybe by about 9ish or so, I can start running a few buckets up there to a wash station. Like I said, I brought about 20ish or so buckets. I'm hoping to run about 25 buckets today. So this area over here is where you go if you want to rent some equipment, and that right there is where you go if you think you find a diamond or you want to have anything identified. You go up there to this desk, they'll identify it for you. If they think you have a diamond, they'll go in that door right there and they'll look at everything in a microscope back there in that room that's behind that wall right there. Again, only washed gravel can be taken out, 1 bucket, 5 gallons per person per day, and then no dry dirt or anything like that. So after you leave the Diamond Discovery Center, you walk out here to the main search field area. Right here to the left, behind those blue rails, this is what's called a boot wash station. Because you're going to get filthy when you're out here. You're going to get your feet all dirty. You're going to get your cart dirty. And they have all those hoses right there. We can rinse everything off. They have it as a safety regulation that you have to backfill all your holes that you dig. That way nobody twists an ankle or something like that. Not a lot of people out there today, so that's good. Well, good for me. That means I have more space over there at the wash station. I'm going to be going to the south wash station today. What I typically do when I first get here is go to the wash station. I'll drop off a lot of my equipment, except for my buckets and stuff and my cart. And that way I've got a spot kind of reserved that is spoken for over there at the wash station. And there's nobody over there right now anyhow, but it's just less weight for me to have to carry in the cart. And so I'll set my buckets out. After I get my stuff set over there at the wash station, I'll try to find some gravel, get that loaded up in a bucket, and then we'll haul the buckets up there to the wash station. Then we'll take care of it. Man, it is a glorious morning this morning. It looks like we had some rain, but search field is relatively dry, but there's been a few sprinkles. I hit some rain on the way down. I've been up since about 3 o'clock this morning, and it's about 8:30 or so right now. So I'm like ready for lunch already, and it's breakfast time, but I've already had breakfast like several hours ago. So one of the things you want to look for when you're out here looking for diamonds, you want to look for gravel. You see like small concentrated areas of gravel like this right here. One thing that's good are these little switchbacks like that. We're coming up here to this drain, goes up there, switches back, comes up. Those little switchbacks like there and right there are natural like little diamond traps. So some of the heavier stuff will collect there and over in those little switchback areas. So I've got a few buckets set out. We'll dig this out and see what we can find. So I'm going to be setting up right here. I've got some buckets set up back there already. I brought a pick, this little S-wing pick, because sometimes that lamprite can be kind of hard, whatever it is I'm digging into, and I wanted something that I could break up some harder ground if I needed to. I've got a shovel that's already back there with some buckets. I got a couple different screen sets that I made of different sizes. I brought one of my Sarukas. This one's a little bit bigger than my Muddy Miner one, so I brought that one. And then I got that little shovel right there. The little shovel is basically for when I get my buckets full, and if I'm getting tired and and they're getting a little bit too heavy, the buckets are, I could just take my little shovel and scoop it out of the 5-gallon bucket and put it onto my screen set. All right, I've got this dug out some. I've got 5 buckets loaded up there in the cart, 1 more down there. And this is a friendly reminder to always check your equipment. For some reason I brought a bucket with no handle. So this is just extra weight and it's in the way. So make sure you always check your equipment before you get all packed up. All right, so I've got several more buckets over there that I've got to haul over here. This is going to be my wash area right here for today. What I like to do is I'll get 4 or 5 down here in a row, then I'll stack them on top of one another, and then stack one more time. See, now this right here is a pyramid scheme I can get behind. Now I don't have to bend over so far. I could just lift it up right from there, put it up on the edge, dump it right into my screen set. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you don't want to bend over too far to pick up your buckets, turn some other ones upside down and then you can set them on there and you don't have to bend over as far to pick up your buckets to lift them up. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, Diamond Dave Anderson right there. He is a legend here at this Crater of Diamond State Park. All right, so I'm going to load up a few more buckets that I got on the other side of my cart right there. But one thing, this is just a little tip that I like to do. The wash station that I'm working for is back that way. When I pull my cart this way, my handle's facing that direction. I like to, when the cart is empty, I have the cart facing this direction. That way, when I got all the weight in there, I don't have to try to spin it around. It's just less work for me to have to do. So I like to have the cart ready to go. I just load it up and then I could just walk. I don't have to make the extra like 10, 15 steps or whatever with all the extra weight. One more thing to help not tire you out by the end of the day. All right, so let's start washing some of our gravel. So I grabbed my bucket and I put it up on the side of the rail. Now I personally like the wooden screen sets because they float. The reason being is because the bucket of gravel is really heavy. So I keep the bucket in the same location. I'm able to slide the wooden screen set to the left and to the right. And that keeps me from getting one big tile in the middle of my screen. And when the bucket gets light enough, I can just simply pick it up and then finish dumping out the rest of the material from inside the bucket. I spread it out evenly across the 24 inches of my screen. Now sometimes there's still some dirt at the bottom of my bucket, so I take the bucket and I dip it back down in the water. I spin it around to make sure all the dirt gets off the sides, and then I pour it right into my screen set. Now comes the kneading the dough phase. One of the first things I'll do is wash the dirt off of some of the larger rocks and then pitch those to the side. After that, you basically got to massage your gravel. I get handfuls of the dirt and the clay and I press it into the 1/4 inch mesh. Since I can load a full 5-gallon bucket into my screen set, it usually takes me about 9 to 10 minutes to wash a full 5-gallon bucket of raw material. This right here is why I choose to wear gloves whenever I come out here. So when I work the material in my top screen, I shake it from side to side, working all the rocks towards the middle. And then I bounce it, which settles them down. And then I shake it side to side again, and then I bounce it to settle the rocks down once more. I just repeat this process over and over until the dirt and the silt gets washed off all the gravel and it's nice and clean. There's often a lot of grass and weeds that are floating at the top of the water. I like to make sure that that stuff is out of the way before I lift up my screen set because I don't want to get any of that grass mixed in with my gravel. Here's a quick look at my finer gravel. It still has a lot of silt in there. We have to work that stuff out. I basically repeat the same process with my bottom screen as what I do with my top screen. You have to make sure to get the corners as well because a lot of times the silt will build up in the corners of your screen set. It's just basically the same process over and over and over again until you get all the silt washed out of your gravel. It also seems that no matter how hard you try to keep all those little floaters out of there, there always seems to be a few that sneak in there and mix in with your gravel. When I'm finished washing my gravel, I always hold it up at an angle so that the water can drip out more easily. Every now and then I'll give it a very light tap on the back just to help the water drain out a little bit easier. After I empty out my bottom screen set, it's time to load up the Saruka. I can usually fit about 3 small shovelfuls into one Saruka. When I first get the Saruka in the water, the gravel is pretty much heaped up in a pile in the middle, so I'll settle it first by bouncing it a little bit. and then I shake it side to side to work all the material towards the middle. Then I'll rotate it 90 degrees, shake it side to side again, and I keep repeating that same process over and over again so that all the heavy material settles to the bottom and also towards the center of the saruka. After I've worked all the heavy material towards the middle, I'll bounce it around to settle all the material down so that it's all level, and then I'll lift it up at an angle out of the water so that all the water drains out. Before you flip your saruka, make sure that the surface is level enough for you to be able to do it. You don't want your gravel to be off-centered. And then there's our bullseye. And I'm not seeing any diamonds right off the bat. Still, that's kind of the process.
Yeah, look at that. I didn't get anything like that ever.
I like to use the camera a little bit because you could see, like, my eyes aren't the best because I'm not wearing my glasses, and then I can just zoom up and then I get a little bit better idea of what some of these things might look like.
Yeah.
So I got a few buckets set up right here because there's quite a bit of gravel right through here that I might want to try scooping some of that stuff up. And then I'm just going to follow some of these furrows down and see if I can't find something, because everything on this end of the park, everything is downhill, so everything is flowing that direction. Everything up there, it's all coming down this direction. So I like to dig down here on the south side because everything's coming down here. Now, one thing I should mention, you can do everything perfect technique-wise on trying to find a diamond. I mean, execute all the skills and all the techniques and all that stuff, but it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to find a diamond. It just helps your chances in finding a diamond. Basically, I think it was Solomon who said that the race doesn't always go to the swift, or the battle to the strongest, but time and chance happens to everybody. So sometimes you just got to be in the right place at the right time, and you just happen upon it, and there it is. There's people who just walk right by, and they'll find like a diamond in somebody else's footstep or something like that, or their footprint. So one guy here found one of the workers here, he found a diamond like over 5 carats that was in the tread of a tractor tire. So it was just there. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and keep practicing all the techniques that I know and have been trying to employ, and just hope that I can find one, because I don't have my glasses whenever I'm out here. So, and I'm a little bit taller, I'm about 6'3", and so looking down, I can't really see the details all that well, and so it really has to sparkle. And so I'm like, all right, Lord, you're going to have to make it completely obvious for me to be able to find it, like, oh, like the sunbeams coming down kind of a thing, or doves flying out from under it, that type of a thing. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to see it from up here. So yeah, so let's get digging and start washing some more gravel, see what we can find. All right, so up there, oh, forgive my filthy fingers. Up there is the South Wash Station. I'm over here on the Canary Hill area, just kind of looking around over here and all this volcanic tuff. This is a spot where you can find the amethyst over here. If you guys are looking for amethyst, you'll see it. You'll see a lot of the purple along the edges of a lot of this volcanic tuff over here. Sometimes they just look like purple. There's purple, 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 purple. There's more purple up here. But I've seen people actually find crystals and stuff over here, like actual crystals, which sometimes you can find in your centers. So I'm thinking about grabbing a bucket or two from over here, but I'm not really seeing a lot of gravel. It's just, I don't think there's been any rain here to concentrate any of this stuff, so nothing's concentrated. So it's just kind of picking stuff out at random, because nothing is concentrated together. It's just kind of torn up. All right, guys, it's probably about 2 to 2:30, somewhere right around there. I have got 3 more buckets that I'm going to load up, and then I'm going to call it good after that.
I have either. I want to have a little bit, most of it.
Trying to get it in a position to where my head doesn't look like a halo with my little peach fuzz poking up straight up like that. But it's just not going to work. Ah, there we go. So much better. Maybe. Anyhow, I had a good time out here today. Let's go home and let's recenter up my finds and let's see if we found anything shiny. And remember guys, geology rocks, but geography is where it's at. So at the time of me releasing this video, I've only had time to make some new centers. And upon first glance of looking at all my centers, I have not been able to find a diamond as of yet. Now what I'm going to do is take these centers out and go through grain by grain and see if I have a diamond hidden in there somewhere. This past week has been pretty crazy for me as far as my schedule goes. On Monday I went to the Crater of Diamonds. On Wednesday I went to a brand new crystal mine that hasn't opened up to the public yet. And then on Saturday I was a vendor at a show, so I have not had time to go through grain by grain of all of my pieces here. But keep an eye on my channel. I should have that crystal mine video uploaded within about a week or so. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.